for Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com.
Ball poked away by Lake. He gets it out in front for Colin Warmouth in the dunk.
Welcome to this broadcast of Roseburg Sports, presented by CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Now, let's get ready for the game. Here's your pregame show host, Joey Kieran.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome into tonight's broadcast of Roseburg Indians basketball here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. We bring you to Eagle Point High School in Eagle Point, Oregon, where the Roseburg Indians boys basketball team will start the 2018-19 season against the 5A Eagle Point Eagles. We look forward to a great season of Roseburg basketball here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming online at 541radio.com. We welcome you into tonight's broadcast. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll be with you all season long here for Roseburg basketball on The Score. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you didn't catch that, we are also streaming tonight's action as well as throughout the season up online at 541radio.com, where you'll be able to watch tonight's game streaming live and for free. So make sure you check that out. Watch it on your computer, your laptop, your tablet, smartphone, and even put it up on the big screen. A lot of ways to follow Roseburg boys basketball here in 2018 and 2019. We're getting ready for the season opener tonight. The Roseburg Indians come in under the fifth year of leadership by head coach Mike Parton, his second stint leading the Roseburg basketball team. He is looking to try and get the team back to the postseason for the first time in quite some time. For the Roseburg Indians, they have not been in the state playoffs since the 2011-2012 season. That was the last time that the Roseburg Indians were in the state playoffs. Last time they made it into the postseason, a play-in game back in the 2013-14 season. Roseburg's coming off of a 2-10 year last year in Southwest Conference play, but an 11-13 season overall. It was a step in the right direction, and this year this Roseburg squad brings back a wealth of returning experienced seniors that they look to help guide them through this season. They also bring in a couple of transfer players that they hope will be able to provide some depth here this season. Meanwhile, on the other side, tonight's opponent, the Eagle Point Eagles, have a first-year head coach. Cecil Felkins will lead the Eagles here in 2018-19. Last year, this team went 3-21 overall and 2-12 in the Midwestern League. They finished in last place and missed out on the 5A state playoffs. But they bring in a couple of talented big men in senior Hayden Knight at 6'5" and a junior Quentin Gelbrich at 6'3", and don't forget another junior at 6'4", Logan Esquivel. Some height to deal with tonight for the Roseburg Indians as they kick off the 2018-19 season. We got plenty for you coming up here in the pregame show, so let's go ahead and get in a break. When we come back, we get a chance to catch up with head coach Mike Parton. It's our pregame coaches interview when we return after this 60-second break. You're listening to Roseburg basketball on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Back here with more of our pregame on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. It's Time for the season opener as the Roseburg boys basketball team is on the road down at Eagle Point tonight, and we get a chance to catch up with head coach Mike Pardon as we get ready to tip off the 2018-19 season. Coach, getting ready to start it again. Last year, you get a lot of experience for some guys due to injury, a lot of things like that, but we've talked before, and you said a lot of growth from last year to this year with a good group of seniors coming back for you. As you guys get ready for this, what are some of the things that you look at being some of the biggest strengths for the Roseburg Indians this year as you get ready to tip things off?
Well, I think there's two things that I think we're going to be better at, and that's playing defense. We're longer, we're a little stronger, and rebounding. And I think if we can do those two things and then take care of the basketball, like I always said, then good things can happen. But I like what we've done in practice so far. We still got a long ways to go, but we've had some good practices.
I know you've always, the complaint for I think almost any sport is that you never get enough time to get ready for the start of the season, but after a couple of weeks of preseason practice and tryouts and things like that, how do you feel like the guys are grasping kind of where you want them to be at this point? I know game one, kind of understanding the offense, understanding where you want them to be on defense. Where do you feel like the guys are at right now, especially with a group of experienced guys coming back?
Well, I think we're farther along, and what we know and how we read and all those things, but you don't know until you come out and play somebody besides yourself, and so that's always the challenge. And so we're going to find out a lot tonight, and find out how we handle things and how we have our head in the game, if you will, and see how we compete.
You've got a matchup here tonight against the Eagle Point Eagles, but as you get ready for it, how much do you have kind of set on your rotation? Starting five guys that are going to be coming off the bench first. Have you gotten to that point settled? I'm sure it can always change, but have you gotten it kind of settled to where you think it might be for most of the season, or is that still something you tinker with?
Yeah, I think you tinker with it. We're going to find out a lot tonight. I think we talked about this the other day. There's always people that surprise you and always people that that might surprise you the other way. And I think for our kids, that consistency is something that we have been striving for the last year. And when I get to see that consistency from players, then when that kind of sets forth.
You've got an addition of a couple of guys that transfer into the program, guys that haven't been here for the last couple of years, working their way up as underclassmen. Addition of transfers like that, how does that kind of change the program to get some guys in that are new and haven't been with the rest of the team growing up from middle school and even younger ages?
Well, I don't think it's hard. I think the big deal is getting them to feel comfortable with the other kids and the kids feeling comfortable both ways. And I think the challenge is in basketball. I think basketball's a lot different. One or two kids can really make a difference, and so we're hoping that these two kids will help us and help us to be better.
Tonight, Eagle Point, a team you guys faced last year, got a victory against in the early non-conference portion of the season. I know there's going to be a lot of focus on what you guys do, but when you look at what this team's done on the other side, what kind of things do you expect from them tonight?
They have a brand new coach, so I really don't know. I know what they did last year. They put a lot of threes up, came down and let it fly, and but that was at Roseburg. This is a year later. I know they have two really good athletes that play for them and played well for them last year. But new coach, new system, so this is going to be all new to us.
All right. We look forward to it tonight as we get ready for the season opener of the Roseburg Indians on the road against the Eagle Point Eagles. That's head coach Mike Pardon here in the pregame show. We'll continue on getting ready for the matchup. Your starting lineup's coming up in just a moment here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on three factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
More of our pregame show here as we get ready for Roseburg basketball tonight here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Roseburg basketball this season is brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, and by our friends over at DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. Roseburg on the road to start out this season. The Indians trying to make their way, as we said in the opener, back to the postseason. Been a little while, but a good group of returning guys for this Roseburg team this year. Guys like Colin Warmoth, who were a first-team all-conference player this last year for a second time. Colin, I think, was in the running for the Conference Player of the Year award last year, which ended up going to Kyson Faust. But I think Colin really had a claim to that award, along with Jay Elmore, who was the reigning Conference Player of the Year at South Eugene. But it was Kyson Faust who ends up winning it. Faust actually playing at OIT as a freshman this year. Before tonight, he had played in 9 games, averaging 13 points after being the Southwest Conference Player of the Year last year. But Colin Warmoth, many expecting him to have a very good year this year. Needs 409 points this season to become the all-time leading scorer in Roseburg history. So that's pretty cool there. Would pass some of the guys on the list that include his head coach, Mike Parton, who was a pretty prolific basketball player here at Roseburg High School back in his day. You've got guys like Colin Warmoth. Jonathan Stone going to be another guy that they look to get a lot of production out of this year after a junior season. Saw some ups and downs, but at 6'7", Jonathan Stone has a lot to provide for this Roseburg team. Other guys that come back with some experience at the varsity level, Jet Black, Caden Seeley, Merhowie Lake. You've also got Carson Ellis, another guy. All of those guys, not necessarily starters all season long, but did get some starts and spent plenty of minutes out on the floor for Roseburg. Now, what's going to be interesting to watch throughout tonight, as well as the rest of the season for this Roseburg team, is going to be the additions of D'Angelo Adams and Storm Scott, a couple of transfer players that will help add some depth to the team this year. Storm Scott comes from Mountain View High School, where he was a starter last year on a team that made it to the state playoff tournament, the final site tournament where the final 8 teams get together to decide the state champion. The Mountain View team last year made it to that state tournament. He was a starter on that playoff team. He'll bring some great experience as a senior at decent size as well, listed at 6'5". He will add some depth to this team for Roseburg. And then D'Angelo Adams, he's a transfer that we saw during the fall season with the football team. D'Angelo, a very speedy athlete, had some very good God-given talents we saw out on the football field. But he's a guy we're going to have to see how he does after not playing basketball for the last couple of years. According to reports from the News Review and Aaron Yost, this is his first year playing basketball since his freshman year. So we'll see how the rest goes for him as he breaks back in his basketball legs here this year as a senior with the Roseburg Indians. Should be a fun season coming up for us here, and looking very much forward to how things get started here tonight. Last year, Roseburg and Eagle Point met in the non-conference portion of their season, and Roseburg was able to get a win last year against Eagle Point 68-54 back on December 12th. Early season there, Roseburg had a 12-point lead in the first quarter and managed to just pull away the rest of the way, leading by as many as 22 points in that matchup. Former Roseburg Indian Cody Johnson had 25 points in the matchup. Colin Warmoth, back this year, had 14. Another returner, Merhowie Lake, had 11 points, 68 points, most scored all season for Roseburg last year, and that came against the Eagle Point Eagles. Roseburg does, as far as I can tell, have a 8-game winning streak dating back to the 04-05 season against Eagle Point. Now, it should be pointed out, Eagle Point does come from the 5A classification, so Roseburg playing a 5A team, and that might be something we'll see going forward quite a bit of, as the Roseburg Indians, a smaller conference for them in the Southwest Conference, We experienced it in football where there was Roseburg and not a lot else. The Medford schools, Grants Pass, and Sheldon. We add back in South Eugene, who was dropped down to the 5A classification for football only. South Eugene is a 6A basketball school, adds up to 6 teams in the Southwest Conference this year, and we'll see how that affects it, losing Willamette after last season when Willamette finished fifth in the Southwest Conference at 12-14 and snuck their way into the first round of the playoffs but lost there. So going to be an interesting season, going to be a lot of non-conference games and a few of them against 5A teams. In fact, this is the first of 3 non-conference games against 5A Midwestern League teams, so we'll see how that continues to go. Let's go ahead while we have a moment here, get a chance to look at tonight's Supercuts starting lineup. Supercuts in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. Let's take a look first for the Roseburg Indians, the visiting teams here tonight. You will start senior Storm Scott along with a junior Jet Black, and then 3 more seniors for Roseburg. Caden Seeley, a senior guard. Colin Warmouth, a guard, senior, leading scorer from last year, averaging 20 points per game. And then you round it out with the post, the big man, Jonathan Stone, for the Roseburg Indians. On the other side, your starting lineup for the Eagle Point Eagles. A junior, listed at 5'10", a guard, Luke McHugh, along with senior 5'9" guard, Manuel Chaparro. A senior at 6'5", a wing, Hayden Knight, will get the start, along with 6'3" wing, junior Quentin Gelbridge. And down in the post, you'll have a junior at 6'4", Logan Esquibel, for the Eagle Point Eagles. From last year, in that starting lineup, Hayden Knight had 5 points against Roseburg last year, and Manuel Chaparro had 2 points. Those are the only scorers returning from last year in the starting lineup for the Eagle Point Eagles. That'll set us up for the start of tonight's ballgame, folks, so stay with us. That does it for the pregame show. We've got the national anthem coming up and the tip-off moments away, so don't go anywhere. The Roseburg Indians start out the season on the road against the Eagle Point Eagles when we return here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Here's what's coming up for Roseburg basketball. Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
A senior, number 10, Caden Seeley.
Welcome you back here to Eagle Point High School as we get ready to tip off the 2018-19 season. Getting ready to go. The team's getting announced down on the floor as we get ready to tip things off. Roseburg wearing the Road Blacks here today. New uniforms for Roseburg.
Is Mike Pardon.
Roseburg got new uniforms, I believe, last year. Those have been handed down to the JV squad. That contract with Nike paying off as some fancy-looking uniforms. I can say this much. I am happy that we are close to the action. Roseburg's numbers might be a little bit difficult to read if you were further away. Black numbers on the back of black jerseys, and they are outlined in a thin orange stripe. When you're close enough, they're pretty cool looking. Get far away, that could be a little bit difficult to read. Some interesting trim down the side of both the jersey and the pant legs. On the other side for the home team, the Eagle Point Eagles, they will wear home white, says Eagles across the front in dark navy blue, outlined in gold. Numbers on the back in gold, outlined in blue. Nike jerseys for the home team as well. Getting ready to go here to tip off the season. Want to let you know tonight's action is brought to you by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. A smaller gym here at Eagle Point High School. My first trip down here to Eagle Point for any sporting event. But a quaint little gym that's going to provide for plenty of a good atmosphere. Want to let you know the JV game before ours went pretty well for the Roseburg boys starting out the year. The JV boys winning at 53-12 against Eagle Point, held the Eagles to just 4 points in the second half. Leading the way were Matthew Parker and Dylan Johnson, each scoring 10 points for the Roseburg JV team. We'll be keeping tabs on the Roseburg girls varsity game. That one going on up at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium there on the campus of Roseburg High School. The Roseburg girls are hosting Eagle Point to begin their season tonight. First game for new head coach Dane Tornell. Getting ready for the tip, it's going to be Jonathan Stone in the middle. Stone will be tipping off against Hayden Knight, 6'7" versus 6'5". Roseburg going to be going right to left on your radio dial. And Eagle Point Roseburg going left to right. Eagle Point will go right to left. Roseburg won the tip, but it is stolen away, trying to go quickly to the basket. Eagle Point will come away with it. They'll set up their offense. Out at the top is Chaparro. He gives it to one of the big men. That is Gelbridge, whose pass is nearly stolen, but an early foul going to be called against Roseburg. This one goes against Colin Warmoth. And Warmoth, a guy that you want to make sure does not get into early foul trouble. Leading scorer for Roseburg last year and has a chance to become the leading scorer all time in Roseburg history. Out at the top with it, Chaparro bounces it to the top of the key to Knight. He hands it off going on the right side at the edge of the lane. It's Quentin Gelbridge that gets two and puts Eagle Point in front early on, 2-0. Roseburg down the other side of the floor. In the middle to Storm Scott, back out. Warmoth with it, tried to give a jab step, and he turns it over, giving it back to Eagle Point. 2-0 is your score here early on in the contest. Just about 30 seconds ticked away. Up the floor across the timeline is McHugh. Crossover dribble to the left side. Kick back out. Chaparro reverts to the other side of the floor. At the free throw line, the pull-up jumper for Gelbridge. 2 for 2 on the night. He's got 4, and he's got Eagle Point out to a 4-0 edge. Roseburg looking for that first bucket. Seeley to the free throw line, driving in Black. That's Storm Scott. Tried to pass it into the corner to Jet Black. He wanted to say that ball got tipped by an Eagle Point player, but the officials say no. That ball just tipped out of bounds, and Roseburg turns it over for a second straight time. 1 minute away, 4-0 the score. Eagle Point in front. Left of the key here for Knight. Turns and gives it underneath the basket to Gelbridge. Back out. Chaparro, a three. And Manuel Chaparro hits the first bucket from behind the arc. Makes it 7-0. So far, perfect from the floor for Eagle Point. In the lane, Storm Scott, misses his first shot. And Roseburg, a cold start to the game, trailing 7-0. Crossover dribble, Knight in the air, got hung up, and he'll miss his first shot. Had a hand in his face that altered the shot. Up the floor quickly, blocking foul and the bucket for Colin Warmoth, and he'll get Roseburg on the scoreboard, trailing 7-2 as he heads to the free throw line. The foul. They'll count the bucket. The foul will go against Gelbridge. His first. Colin Warmoth looking for the and one here to get Roseburg back within 4. And Colin Warmoth, a typically very good free throw shooter, will hit the free throw to make it a 7-3 ball game. 6:22 to play first quarter. Roseburg trailing by 4. Driving right side with it, McHugh He's going to draw a foul, and does that go against Warmoth? I think it might. Warmoth had a look on his face like he might be drawing his second, and he will. Colin Warmoth with 2 early personal fouls. Nobody up off the bench to check in for him as of yet. Underneath the basket, McHugh will inbound for Eagle Point, and it was tipped out of bounds by Colin Warmoth, but it'll stay with the Eagles. And I think Colin told he has to back up a step. He'll still guard the inbounder. McHugh looking for somewhere to go with it to the near side. From the wing, the shot just a bit strong. Warmoth down with the rebound. Gelbrich misses misses for the first time. Up the floor, weaving through the defense, and the ball tipped out of bounds. Colin trying to pass out to the far wing to Jet Black. Jet will inbound it. He was a swing player on JV and varsity last year. Did get quite a bit of varsity minutes, but is starting this year as a junior. Pass to the top to Scott. Storm will try to get Seeley to move underneath the basket. Dribbles to his left side, gets it to Warmoth. Seeley finds a cutting Scott. Storm to the basket. High off the glass, no good. Storm, first game in a Roseburg jersey, 0 for 2 to start. Roseburg trails 7-3, 5:44 to go. A 3 from Hayden Knight off the back of the iron, and Warmoth down with the rebound. Up the floor, quickly into the lane. Colin Warmoth will get his second field goal tonight, and Roseburg back within 2, 7-5. It was a 7-0 score early on for Eagles, but Roseburg a 5-0 run to get back within 2. Driving in the lane, he finishes with the right hand. Quentin Gelbrich will get his 6th point of the night. Stops the run by Roseburg, 9-5 in the middle. Storm Scott back in the middle to him. He'll pass it back out. Roseburg works it to the right side. Jonathan Stone with it. Haven't had his name called much. He gets the basketball on the right wing. Out to the top for Jet. Back to Stone on the right side looking for the cutter. Skip pass all the way across the floor. A 3 from Warmoth, no good. Tip up on the rebound by Stone. It goes to Scott. Stone will get it back out at the top. Roseburg resets. It's a long 2 from Jonathan Stone. Back iron, no good. And Roseburg will head back on defense as the rebound comes down to the Eagles. Nearing the midway point of the first quarter, 9-5 is the score. Eagle Point in front. Driving right side, McHugh. He is forced back out to the top. Now he tries again, and his shot is swatted out of bounds by Colin Warmoth. Warmoth having a strong start to the ball game, a couple of rebounds. He's got 4 points. Actually make it 5 points, all 5 for Roseburg. And now a block shot as well. Substitutions come in for Eagle Point. Checking out of the game, Manuel Chaparro. In was Devin Brad. On the near side, Knight with it out at the wing, matched by Storm Scott. Roseburg going with a man-to-man defense. Pass to the elbow for Gelbrich. Now out to the far side. Brad coming in. He'll get hit. And it'll be a shooting foul. Roseburg picking up possibly their 3rd foul. I believe it actually might be their 4th. No, it is the 3rd team foul against Roseburg. Scoreboard is updating quickly. That'll be the first on Jonathan Stone. Devin Brad at the free throw line. The sophomore, 6-foot wing, hitting the first of 2 free throws. Gives it a 5-point lead now for Eagle Point. The sophomore in quickly, and he hits 1 of 2 from the line. 10-5 game. Up the floor quickly for Roseburg after the rebound. From the baseline, the floater no good for Warmoth. Rebound tipped to Jonathan Stone, and he's got an easy 2 from the left side. The basketball went right into his hands, and he had a defender that was doubled over in front of him at 6'7". He had a clean look at the basket. 10-7 the score. Eagle Point in front. 3:49 to go. First quarter. Out at the tight top, Knight tried to go around a screen by Gelbrich. Gelbrich gets it on the left side of the lane, up against Stone with the left hand, no good. Rebound tip to Brad, though. Eagle Point will have another look. In the middle, that's an offensive foul called against Luke McHugh. The junior extending the elbow as he drove in the lane against Colin Warmoth and gets called for the offensive. Substitutions in for Roseburg. You'll get Carson Ellis and Merhowie Lake will both check into the game for Roseburg. Coming out, Jonathan Stone and Caden Seeley. No, excuse me, Stone's still in the game. It's Jeff Black and Caden Seeley that come out. Storm Scott, skip pass along the floor, back out to the top. Ellis with it. Roseburg trails 10-7. Across the floor to Warmoth, catch and shoot 3. It's just short. Rebound attempt underneath, tipped out by Stone. Warmouth 0 for 2 from behind the arc so far, as Roseburg trails by 3 with 3:24 to go. Also into the game for Eagle Point, Trey McGarrell had checked in at that last time out. Roseburg, man-to-man defense. Stone almost pokes it away. Also, Logan Esquibel nearly had it stolen away from him. Knight now has it, loses the basketball out in front. It's Colin Warmouth to the rim. He throws it down. The flush with one hand. Colin Warmouth gets Roseburg back within one. 10-9 your score, 2:57 to go. First dunk of the night and the season for Roseburg. Ellis out at the top, marking Chaparro, driving in with the right hand. It's Esquibel who loses his balance, goes to the floor, but draws a foul. It's going to be on the floor, no shooting foul here. Stone will pick up his second personal foul. You've got two players with 2 fouls, Warmouth and Stone, here in the first quarter. 1 point lead for Eagle Point. In behind the defense and could not finish. McGarrell misses an easy lay-in. Up the floor, Warmouth has it stripped from behind. Eagle Point comes up with it. They have numbers. In the lane, the floater, no good, but a foul. Devin Brad. He'll head back to the free throw line where he went 1 for 2 earlier in the game. 2:33 to go. Roseburg basketball tonight brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707. Trying to extend a 1 point lead here. Brad at the line. His first one flat, but he gets the backspin to drop it through. After falling behind 7-0, Roseburg on a 9-4 run, highlighted by a breakaway dunk by Colin Warmouth. Second free throw is off the mark, but the rebound pulled down by Esquibel. He goes up and he makes the bucket. Logan Esquibel get an and one opportunity as he puts Eagle Point up 13-9. That foul will go against Xavier Aviles, a senior forward. Aviles checking in for Jonathan Stone, who had to come out with 2 fouls. Only starters in the game for Roseburg right now, Warmouth and Scott. The and one shot for Esquivel off the mark. Scott comes down with the rebound. He'll get it to Carson Ellis. They work it up the floor quickly to Colin Warmouth. His shot no good from the right side. Aviles with the rebound, gets it to Scott. Back out to Ellis. The shot from beyond the arc is good. Carson Ellis, the first 3 of the night for the Roseburg Indians. And with that 3, Roseburg back within 1. 13-12 your score. Bounce to the free throw line. Esquivel nearly had it stolen away by Aviles. Out on the right side, Brad with it. Drives to his right underneath the basket. And the ball stolen away by Warmouth. He anticipated the pass and was able to get it on the baseline. Scott, a quick pass to Aviles. Too quick. And Aviles has it stolen away. Knight, spin move to get away from the defense. Up the floor, the 3 from Chaparro's off the mark. Rebound down to Storm Scott, and he's fouled as McGarrell tries to steal it from behind. Quick pace here in this first quarter as both teams trying to figure themselves out here in the first game of the season. Tonight, the opening night of the winter sports season for every sport. Mostly basketball teams in action here this evening. Into the game. A couple of new men. That is a player with the number that's not on my roster, I believe. We'll get it all figured out here. Aviles, a shot from the right corner. Xavier Aviles gets his first points, and he puts Roseburg in front by 1, 14-13. And a pass out of bounds by Eagle Point. Chaparro's throw goes across the near sideline, intended for McHugh, who has come back into the game. Quentin Gelbrich also back in, and wearing number 33. They don't have him on the printed roster as well. It might be Zach Gorman. I had him as 32, but there's a player down there wearing 33. Not sure who that's going to be. Roseburg leading by 1, 14-13. Defense for Eagle Point, tries to steal it away, and they will. Force it out of the hands of Storm Scott on the baseline, and it goes across for a turnover. A minute to play here in the first quarter. 14-13 your score. Left side with it, Gelbrich drives to the baseline. Bumped by Storm, but not by much. The senior, Storm Scott, will get called for the foul, and that puts Roseburg
Indians foul number 0, Storm
at
Scott.
7 fouls here in the ballgame, and into the bonus goes Eagle Point. So they'll get a 1-on-1 opportunity here.
Shooting 1 and 1.
At the free throw line will be Gelbrich. Caden Seeley comes into the game. Final 60 seconds here in this first quarter. He'll check in for Colin Warmoth, who I assume will get a quick breather. The first on the 1-and-1 for Gelbrich. No good. Storm Scott skies for the rebound. Gelbrich 0 for 2 from the line. Quickly up the floor. Merhowie Lake, one-handed pass into the lane. Knocked away from Aviles. Up the floor with it. Brad. He'll revert back out to reset. 49 seconds to play. Ball nearly stolen away by Scott, and it'll go out across the near sideline. Last touch by the Eagles. Good defense there by Scott as he anticipated that pass, was able to just get enough on it, tip it away from Eagle Point, and they were the last one to touch it as they tried to save it inbounds. Roseburg leading 14-13, 45 seconds to play first quarter. In the backcourt, Seeley across the timeline, passes it up to Storm Scott. Double team comes, has it poked away. The ball through the hands of a defender to Merhowie Lake, into the corner. Ellis, a three. It's short off the top of the backboard, and it'll hit the support beams to go out of bounds. Almost looked like for a moment there. Thought for a moment that Ellis might get that one. 27 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Right side with it. Chaparro back to Gelbrich at the top. Driving right side. Gets to the rim. He won't finish, but he draws a foul. And that's going to be the second on Scott. And Roseburg trying to play stronger defensively. Be aggressive on the defensive side of the floor. And they are showing that right now it's not working out. 18 fouls. They've got three starters already with 2 fouls against them. Gelbrich at the line, 0 for 2 so far tonight. He'll get 2 here. First one does go through. Substitution, Colin Warmoth comes back in. I thought he'd sit the rest of the first quarter, but with 17 seconds, he'll check back in. Tie ball game at 14 all. Luke Mahue comes out of the game. And I believe checking back in was Devin Brad. Second free throw goes through for Gelbrich. He makes them both. And it's 15-14, Eagle Point in front. Roseburg trying to hold for the final shot here with some pressure in the backcourt. Lake with it. Bounces it to Ellis, gets across the timeline. 8 seconds to go in the corner. Warmoth, a three. Got it! And Colin Warmoth, his first 3 of the night, puts Roseburg back in front. 1 second to go. The three-quarter court shot is no good for Manuel Chaparro. And Roseburg at the end of the first quarter leads 17-15. Back after this 60-second break here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Eagles ball. Start the second quarter.
Oh, we're back here to... Oh.
Traveling violation. Indians ball. Eagles ball.
Back here for your second quarter action. Both teams with the turnover so far. 17-15 your score. Roseburg in front. Season opener between Roseburg and Eagle Point with the basketball. Luke McHugh moving right to left on your radio dial. The Eagles with it. Trailing by 2, but they are in the bonus. They'll have shots on every foul, except for offensive fouls. On the near side, Manuel Chaparro with it. He drives to the free throw line. His pass knocked down by Merhowie Lake, but they stay with it. Eagles with it, driving in. Gelbrich, he loses it as he tries to go to the rim. Knocked away by Ellis. Warmouth comes up with it. Bounce pass into the corner. Jet Black, a 3. Got it! And Jet Black will get his first points of the season. A 3 for the junior, and he puts Roseburg in front by 5, their largest lead since it was the 2-point lead at the end of the first quarter. Out at the right elbow, a shot from Quentin Gelbrich. Excuse me, that was Hayden Knight, no good. Up the floor, and it's Xavier Avila's his second bucket of the night. Will stretch Roseburg to their largest lead of the game, 22-15. And it'll be a timeout for Eagle Point. We'll go ahead and take it as well. A quick 30-second break. Back after this here on 1490 The Score.
Coming up for Roseburg basketball. Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
Eagles ball.
Back here in the second quarter as Roseburg takes on Eagle Point. Eagles taking their first time out here in the first half. Early going second quarter action for you. Joey Kieran here with you. Eagle Point will have the basketball out of the timeout. Roseburg leading 22-15, their largest lead of the game at 7 points. Far side of the floor with it is Gelbrich driving against Merhowie Lake. Passes into the lane to Esquivel. Turns, tries to attack the rim against Carson Ellis, and it's going to be a blocking foul against Carson. Ellis will pick up his first, and headed to the line will be Logan Esquivel. Esquivel with 2 points in the ballgame so far. That'll be the 19th foul against Roseburg. Only 3 team fouls against Eagle Point. 1-and-1 opportunity here. Esquivel, a junior, his first shot. Little long, bounces around the rim, and Aviles will pull down the rebound. Empty trip down the floor for the Eagles. At the top, and a foul called as Merhowie Lake was driving to the free throw line over the head, behind the back toss to Colin Warmouth in the corner, but the foul stops the action. 6:23 to go here, 22-15 still to score. Roseburg in front. Indians will inbound from the far sideline. Jet Black to the middle of the floor to Carson Ellis. Bounces it away to Warmouth at the right side of the lane. Couple of juke moves. Picks up the basketball, will pass it away to Lake. Dribbles back to the top. Roseburg leading by 7, trying to stretch it as we get closer to halftime. Warmouth out at the top. Dribbles to the left side, gets it to Black. Around a screen, gets open. Warmouth, another 3. Colin Warmouth is second of the night. He's 2 for 4 from behind the arc, and his three-pointer puts Roseburg up by 10. First double-digit lead for either team, 25-15 with 5:52 to go in the half. Driving in the middle, Chaparro throws up a shot, and it falls off the rim. Chaparro, 3 points tonight. He started out with a 3, and he has not made a basket since. Avila's left side gets it in the lane to Ellis, and he has it stripped as he was fighting for the basketball with 3 defenders around him. Eagle Point comes away with it, up the floor, across the timeline on the far side. Chaparro with it. Bounce to the elbow. Nearly stolen away from behind. Esquivel turns. He'll pass it away. Left side, a 3 from Gelbrich is good. Quentin Gelbrich gets his first 3 of the night. Cuts it down. 25-18 your score on the other end of the floor. Driving left side. Trying to take the charge was Gelbrich. He gets called for the blocking foul. Colin Warmouth will draw that one. Second foul against Quentin Gelbrich. Substitutions in. Caden Seeley checks in for Merhowie Lake. You'll have Seeley, Ellis, Black, Aviles, and Warmouth on the floor. Roseburg with 3 players already with 2 fouls. On the other side for Eagle Point, McHugh. Another number I don't have on the roster we were given. comes into the game. A three from Jet Black. He'll hit another one. His second of the night. He's got 6, and it's back to a 10-point lead for Roseburg, 28-18. Down to Hayden Knight on the left side. It was tipped out of bounds by Aviles, providing some nice defense from the backside against the big man Hayden Knight at 6'5". Bounce to the left elbow with it. Esquivel, his fadeaway jumper from the middle of the lane. He misses from 6 feet out. Roseburg down with the rebound, trying to stretch their lead to its largest point. Right now up by 10. Reaching the midway point of the second quarter. Pump fake on the pass by Aviles. Now goes to the corner to Warmouth. He caught and tried to drive baseline, and he caught a bunch of the shoulder from the player in. That's number 4. Again, that number not on the varsity roster, not given a JV roster. I don't know who this is going to be for Eagle Point, but we'll try to find out at some point here. Inbound pass for Roseburg, stolen away by Knight, but then the Indians come away with it, get it to Warmouth in the lane, and he gets called for a travel. Was trying to go up, got bumped, then he got airborne and had to pass it away, but they say he took an extra step before that point. Warmouth will turn it over. Roseburg in front by 10, 28-18 with 4:27 to go here in the first half. Left side with it, McHugh. Far side of the floor now, Devin Brad driving baseline. Skip pass into the corner. McHugh going to drive baseline. Gets to the rim. Can't finish with the right hand. Warmouth down with the rebound. Out in front to Caden Seeley. And they're going to say it's a clean play. The official says that from behind, I believe that was McHugh. No, it's going to be number 4, the unknown player. He kind of got dinged up going into the wall after making the strip on the recovery on the defensive side there. That ball stripped out of the hands of Caden Seeley and out of bounds. Last touch by Roseburg. Roseburg's bench all wanted a foul on that play. They don't get the call, and the basketball goes back to the Eagles. Driving right through the middle of the lane. Shot redirected by Warmouth, I believe, but it goes right to Esquivel, and his shot no good. Up the floor for Roseburg. Carson Ellis has it stripped out from behind by Devin Brad. It was McGarrell that had the drive right into the middle of the lane, but I believe that Warmouth got a piece of it. It went right to Esquivel, but his shot was no good. Inbound for Roseburg, nearly stolen away, but Chaparro going to get called for a foul. Manuel Chaparro picking up his first. Under 4 minutes to play here, 3:51 to go in the first half. Roseburg on top 28-18. And finally into the bonus now for the Indians. Roseburg will head to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. It'll be Xavier Aviles who will get a chance to shoot. First into the 1-and-1 is good. He'll get a second one. Aviles, nice off the bench here for the senior. I was really impressed with him at the JV level last year. Did get a little bit of varsity time, but not much. Only played in 2 games. But at the JV level, he was a force to be reckoned with. He's a big body, but he's showing some offensive talent here tonight as he makes both at the free throw line. And Aviles now is up to 6 points in the ballgame off the bench, 30-18. Roseburg in front by 12, their largest lead. McGarrell with it on the left side to Brad on the right side around the perimeter. It goes around a screen, matched by Jet Black. Bounces it away to the elbow. It's Esquivel on a long 2. Rebound went to Seeley, but he had it stripped away, and then Knight missed a follow-up chance. On the other side of the floor, Carson Ellis will lay it in on the breakaway. And Roseburg up 32-18. Left side, Brad with it. 14-point lead for Roseburg, their largest of the night, building it here in the second quarter. Driving right side, Chaparro buries his head into the defender and lays it in with the right hand. Back to a 12-point game, 32-20. Under 3 minutes to play first half. Ellis with it out on the far side of the floor, directing traffic on the offense. Warmouth gets it right wing. Passes it underneath to Aviles. Goes up with the left hand and just got a piece of him was the defender. That's going against Esquivel. I believe that'll be his first. It is the first for Logan Esquivel. And Aviles will go back to the line where he is 2 for 2. He gets to shoot twice here. First one rims out. Roseburg basketball tonight is brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Fisher's Hearth and Home. Carson Ellis comes out of the game, and for the first time tonight, we'll see senior D'Angelo Adams in this one. Second free throw for Avila's no good. He misses them both after a perfect trip last time. Still, Roseburg leading 32. Timeout on the floor will come out of the game. Jonathan Stone back in for him. Stone again checked out with 2 fouls against him. A corner three from McGarrell, no good. Rebound tipped out, and it'll stay with Eagle Point. Driving left side for the Eagles, and it's Devin Brad, the sophomore. Left side, finishes with the right hand, gets it back to a 2-point game. Jonathan Stone out in front. He'll pass it across the floor to Seeley in the corner. Seeley gets it back, looking to the middle, goes in and out of the hands of Jonathan Stone, and right to Eagle Point. Up the floor, the Eagles trying to get it back under 10. Out to the left side, Chaparro, head fake before he gets the ball down. He starts moving, never had his feet set, and as he takes off, he gets called for the travel. After the steal, Eagle Point gives it right back to Roseburg. In the backcourt, some pressure. Roseburg able to break through it. Into the middle, Stone back out. D'Angelo Adams a three, and the senior, his first bucket in a Roseburg jersey is from behind the arc. 35-22 your score, out to a 13-point lead. Roseburg's led by as many as 14. Down to 1:30 to play here in the second quarter. Chaparro with it out at the top. He'll pass to the left side at the wing, Devin Brad. Brad crossover back to his left, looks out around the perimeter. We'll get it to Trey McGarrell. McGarrell, the junior, drives left side, spots up for the three, and he's got it. His first points of the night. And he gets it back to a 10-point game. Up the floor quickly. Warmouth with it. A fadeaway jumper. It's a little short, but he draws the foul. Colin Warmouth heading to the free throw line. Colin Warmouth, 13 points in the game, 10 of them coming in the first quarter. His season high last year was 27. He had 14 points last year against Eagle Point, so he's 1 point away from tying his total against the Eagles just 1 year ago. Missed the front end of the two free throws. Second one is good, so he will tie what he hit last year against Eagle Point, and he stretches it back to an 11-point lead. Substitutions come in. Colin Warmouth will check out of the game. Merhowie Lake comes back in for Roseburg. Stone, Seeley, and Black, the only starters out on the floor, along with Merhowie Lake and D'Angelo Adams. Chaparro brings it up the floor for Eagle Point to Brad on the far side. We've been seeing a lot of the guards out there, not a lot of the big men tonight for Eagle Point. Stopped at the right corner of the lane. Brad finally found someone to pass it away to, and that was at the top of the arc, I believe, Quentin Gelbridge. And his pass into the middle of the lane ended up causing a foul by Roseburg. It'll be a 1-and-1. Jet Black gets called for his first personal, and it'll be a double bonus now for Eagle Point. He'll get an automatic 2. It is Manuel Chaparro, and he hits the first. First free throws of the night for Chaparro. First one makes it a 10-point game. Roseburg basketball tonight brought to you by Flyway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg, or give them a call at 672-5701. Second free throw went through. It's down to a 9-point game. Roseburg in front. Eagle Point fighting back to single digits. Lake hands it off to Seeley. 30 seconds to play here in the first half. Adams pass to Jet Black. Driving, baseline, Black, skip pass into the corner. Lake drove in, but he got cut off. He'll pass it back out to the top to Seeley. Seeley brings it to the right side of the floor, hands it off to Adams. Over to Black. Trying to find a way to get it down to Jonathan Stone. Stone into the middle, turnaround, hook shot. It'll roll around every inch of the iron, but Jonathan Stone gets it to fall through. Roseburg up 38-27. 2 seconds to go out at the top. It's a three attempt that'll go before the buzzer. Quentin Gelbridge gets a three, and it makes it an 8-point game as we go to the halftime break. A much-needed basket before the buzzer for Eagle Point, and they're back within 8 after trailing by as many as 14 points there in the second quarter. At halftime, your score 38-30. We'll come back with the halftime show after this 2-minute break here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball at 541radio.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Back here at halftime as the Roseburg Indians lead the Eagle Point Eagles 38-30. Joey Keyran here with you from Eagle Point High School. I want to say thanks to Cruz Ibanez back in the studio running the radio production tonight, and big thanks to Josh Nelson helping out on the video side of the production here tonight. Here at halftime, Roseburg leading by 8. They had as much as a 14-point lead there in the first half, but they take in a healthy lead to halftime, and we'll look to try and continue that as we make our way to the second half. Taking a look at how things played out here in the first half of tonight's ball game. Eagle Point jumped out to a 7-0 lead early on as Roseburg came out cold to start out the ball game. 7-0 was the score, but Roseburg able to fight their way back. Trailed much of that first quarter, but finally towards the end of it able to get as much as a 2-point lead. That's what it was at the end of the first 8 minutes. 17-15 your score as Roseburg was on top by 2. Then in the second quarter, Roseburg extends it. They start out hot in the second half and get on a run as they build as much as a 14-point lead and end up by 8 thanks to a 3-pointer at the halftime buzzer by Quentin Gelbrich, who's leading the way for Eagle Point. Gelbrich hitting that 3 before the buzzer, made it an 8-point game, but Roseburg has been leading by double digits through much of that second quarter. They're on top 38-30. 15 points in the first quarter, 15 points in the second quarter for Eagle Point. Roseburg scored 17 in the first, 21 in the second. It's a 38-31 score, or 38-30 score here at the halftime break. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages, and want to say thanks to our friends at Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? We'll come back with more of the halftime show, get you caught up on some of the individual statistics from the first half. We continue on to the second half action for you. It's Roseburg basketball tonight, streaming online at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What's coming up for Roseburg basketball? Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
Well, it's been a good start to the Roseburg season here in the season opener. 38-30 is your score at the halftime break. Roseburg on top of the Eagle Point Eagles. Here at halftime, let's go ahead and take a look at some of our individual statistics from the first half of tonight's ball game. First off, let's go ahead for the visiting Roseburg Indians. Leading the way with 14 points is Colin Warmith, scored 10 in the first quarter, adds another 4 in the second, matching his total against Eagle Point from last year. Behind Colin, 6 points for Jet Black on a pair of threes in the second quarter. You've got 6 points for Xavier Aviles, who came off the bench and scores 6. 5 points for Carson Ellis, 1 for 2 from behind the arc. Jonathan Stone with 4 points. And 3 points for D'Angelo Adams, who hits a 3 just before the end of that first half. On the other side for Eagle Point, leading the way with 14 points is Quentin Gelbrich. You had 7 points for Manuel Chaparro, 4 points for Devin Brad, and 3 points for Trey McGarrell. And I do believe 2 points for Logan Esquivel, and that is all of your scores here tonight. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, the second half action coming up for you. That'll do it for our halftime show. You are listening to Roseburg Basketball here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Here's what's coming up for Roseburg basketball. Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Getting ready to start the second half of action here from Eagle Point High School. Before we do so, let's go ahead and pause for a station identification. You're listening to Roseburg Basketball on 1490 The Score. Time for the third quarter. The Roseburg Indians lead 38-30 on top of the Eagle Point Eagles. It'll be Roseburg basketball to start the second half, leading by 8. Colin Warmoth, Jet Black, Caden Seeley, Jonathan Stone, and Storm Scott out on the floor. 3 of those players, all with 2 fouls. That is Warmoth, Stone, and Scott. All have 2 fouls from that first half. Caden Seeley have the basketball go right through his hands on the first pass of the second half here. And it'll go to Eagle Point. Jet Black also has a foul as well, to make note there. On the other side, that should have been a travel. I don't know why they don't call that. Out at the top, you've got it. It's Gelbrich that passes it off. Into the lane is Esquivel with a shot redirected. And Roseburg will come up with it. Try and get you the starters here. Chaparro, McHugh, Gelbrich, Esquivel, and Knight out there. It was a 3 from Colin Warmoth off the mark. He gets his own rebound, gets it to Storm Scott, and Scott will finally get his first points in a Roseburg jersey, and it gets Roseburg back out to a 10-point lead. In the middle, McHugh with it, and he finishes with the left hand, and the junior, Luke McHugh, will get it back to an 8-point game on his first bucket of the night. 1 minute away, and a foul called here early in the second half. And that's going to go against Manuel Chaparro, who doesn't seem to be all that excited about the call. Wanted to check in on a score from up in Roseburg. The Roseburg girls basketball team trailing at halftime 20-10 against Eagle Point. We've also got some other scores that we will pass along as well here through the second half. Portland Trailblazers in action tonight as well. We'll try and get a look at that scoreboard, knowing that Blazer fans, sorry we don't get the game in here tonight with Roseburg basketball on. 40-32 is your score. Eagle Point had the ball tipped out of bounds. Eagle Point tipped the ball out of bounds. And Roseburg will keep it on their own inbound. Scott with it, left side of the lane, goes up too strong with the left hand. Might be a little bit of nerves for Storm. He was right underneath the bucket, had a pretty clean look there, but could not finish. Out at the top, around a screen. Gelbrich is shot too flat off the back iron. Rebound, though, down to Esquivel. He'll kick it back out. In the corner, McHugh driving in with the right hand. He's too strong. And the rebound comes down to Roseburg. Up the floor quickly. Storm Scott lost it, and they're going to call an offensive. Lost a handle on the basketball, put his arm into the defender, and kind of pushed him away. Scott will be called for his 3rd personal. And back to the other side of the floor goes Roseburg. They lead at 40-32. 6:17 to go here in the third quarter. McHugh with it, driving baseline. Tried to get a scoop shot around Jonathan Stone. Couldn't get it, but the ball goes right to Esquivel, and he ends up losing it out of bounds. Not sure if that's a pass or going to be considered a pass or a shot. Camas Valley girls win 29-15 over the Kilkeel JV team. The first game of the season for an Umpqua Basin team. They tipped off at 5 o'clock. Driving left side to the basket, and it's a blocking foul called as Warmoth doesn't get it from the left side, but he heads to the free throw line. That was one that everybody was waiting to hear what the call was going to be, and it's a blocking foul.
Second team foul.
Second team foul here in the third quarter. I missed who the call was against, and they're not updating it on the scoreboard here at Eagle Point. The Colin Warmoth heads to the free throw line. 2 of 3 tonight from the line. First one rattles around and through. 15 points for Colin. 9-point lead for Roseburg, trying to make it 10. Tonight's game brought to you by Bimart. Score big at Bimart, where you can get ready for your season for less. 2 for 2 on the trip at the line for Colin Warmoth. Back to a 10-point lead for Roseburg, 42-32. 6 minutes to play third quarter. McHugh at the top with it, crossover to his left. Knight gets it on the wing into the corner to Chaparro. Drives in against Jet Black, gets stopped in the lane, kicks out. A 3 off the left iron, no good. Rebound tipped around, goes to Knight. His shot, a putback right to the rim, no good. Gelbrich was the one that missed the 3. Roseburg has it, driving in the lane. Warmoth right at the front of the rim. He gets knocked down. He doesn't get a great look at the shot, and he gets hit to the floor. He'll head to the free throw line.
Eagles foul number 15, Quentin Gelbrich, his 3rd personal.
Foul goes against Quentin Gelbrich, his 3rd personal, 3rd against Eagle Point.
2 shots.
First shot for Colin Warmoth is good. Other scores from the Southwest Conference: Sheldon boys winning 32-22 against Newburgh at halftime. As we'll continue to try and get more scores to pass along throughout the night. Both free throws good for Colin Warmoth, out to a 44-32 lead. Roseburg in front by 12. 5:32. On the right side of the floor from where we stand behind the grandstands here at Eagle Point High School. McHugh at the free throw line, tried to put up a jumper against Jonathan Stone. The outlet pass up the floor. Stone draws a foul and head of the line. He had a man coming from behind. He was thinking two-handed flush all the way through, but Manuel Chaparro got a hand across the wrist and fouls Jonathan Stone, who will head to the free throw line. Stone gets the block, almost gets the flush on the other side. Checking in on that Blazer game. They're in the second quarter with 2:33 to play. And the Blazers trail Orlando 54-52. Portland trying to end a 3-game losing streak. Stone puts the first one through from the line. His second attempt coming. It's good. Jonathan Stone hits 2 from the line. He's got 6 points in the ball game. Out to Roseburg's largest lead of the game, matching the 14-point lead they had in the second quarter. Esquivel drives in. Stone got knocked down. Now Esquivel free underneath, and he'll get an easy 2. 46-34, driving other side. Warmoth had a shot. It was short. Tip around on the rebound attempt. Goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tribe. The orange and black inbounding on the baseline into Warmoth. He wanted a quick catch and shoot. Jet Black took a little bit of time to get it in to Colin. He was open quick, and if he had gotten it to him, Colin would have had a much better look. He gets it tapped out of bounds. It'll stay with Roseburg on their own baseline. Jet will inbound again. They go, no, lob play not there for Stone at the rim. They'll inbound to the top to Seeley. Now try to work it underneath the Storm, and it's tipped away. Eagle Point with it. McGarrell, who is checked in, he'll try a 3 from the right side of the lane. And Trey McGarrell will get the 3 to go, his second of the night. A big bucket there for Eagle Point. They trail 46-37, 9-point game. Corner 3 now for Warmoth. Can he answer? Yes! Colin Warmoth gets his third 3 of the ball game. 49-37, back out to a 12-point lead. Warmoth tips it, and that one goes off. Oh, no. They're going to say off of Warmoth. That tipped right off of the chest of Hayden Knight. And Knight has a sly smile on his face. He knows that was off of Eagle Point. Eagle Point getting a break there from the officials. They trail by 12, 49-37. McGarrell out at the top. He just hit a 3. Can he get another one from deep? It's too long. Rebound down to Seeley. In the backcourt, applying some pressure was Devin Brad, but Seeley hangs on to it, brings across the timeline. To the right side to Jet Black. Out to the top to Warmoth. Ellis and Lake will check in at the next dead ball. Warmoth nearly has it stolen away as he tries to dribble between his legs, and he passes it to teammates that are waiting to check in. Colin Warmoth on the floor, saw a couple of teammates at the scorer's table, and he passes it to Merhowie Lake, but Lake not in the game just yet. Substitutions in. Caden Seeley will check out along with Jet Black. Ellis and Lake into the ball game. Carson Ellis comes back in with 5 points. Merhowie Lake scoreless on the night so far. Eagle Point with the basketball under the 4-minute mark here in the third quarter. They trail by 12, 49-37. To the right side, and a screen. Who's the foul against? It's going to go against Carson Ellis. Applying the screen was Hayden Knight. Ellis was trying to fight through it. He goes back to his football mentality as a defensive end and tight end, and Carson Ellis bowling right over Hayden Knight. That'll be his second second team foul against Roseburg here in the second half. Knight tries to enter it in underneath to to Esquivel. And Jonathan Stone, the nice step around, poke away, almost had the steal, but he can't hang on to the basketball. Goes out in the corner. Eagle Point will inbound it. Devin Brad. Out to the right wing. Esquivel, his entry pass is kicked out of bounds by Stone. It'll stay with Eagle Point. 3:36 to play, third quarter. Roseburg's defense denying Eagle Point any opportunity in the basket. Out at the top, McGarrell crossover, drives left side of the lane, kicks it back out. Esquivel back to the top as well. To Brad, he drives in, draws contact, tried to pass it away late, but the whistle stops the play. It'll be before the pass-off, and it's not a shooting foul. They'll inbound from the baseline. The foul will go against Storm Scott, his 4th personal foul here in the third quarter. An open look at a 3 from the corner. McGarrell shot no good. Rebound goes off the hand of Jonathan Stone, and it'll stay with Eagle Point. Driving left side, Knight lost it, was on the ground, somehow gets it to his teammate Esquivel. His shot from the left side of the free throw line, no good. Tip around and out of bounds off of Eagle Point. Frenzy of action there. Roseburg will get it. Leading by 12 with about 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. A nice defensive possession on multiple attempts by Eagle Point on that last possession. Ellis with it on the left side. Xavier Aviles has come back in. He has 6 points off the bench. Ellis drives in, nearly lost it, able to get it to Warmoth. His shot rattles out. That one halfway down before it kicks right back out of the cylinder. Up the floor, Knight tried to pass it in the middle. It's stolen away by Warmoth, and he'll try to get it in transition. Roseburg trying to work quickly across the timeline. Aviles with it left side, finds Ellis in the middle of the lane, but a foul call before he can get a shot attempt up. It's going to be the 15th foul against Eagle Point, non-shooting foul. The foul is going to go against Hayden Knight, his first. Ellis will inbound underneath the basket. Logan Esquivel will come out of the game. And so does Manuel Chaparro. And now it looks like the officials are going to...
Technical foul also counts as a personal foul.
A technical foul called. Technical foul called against Roseburg. I did not hear who the technical foul was against, but Hayden Knight's going to go to the free throw line to shoot. I think it might have been against Carson Ellis. He had a cool down moment over by the bench. At the free throw line, Hayden Knight misses the front end of his 2 technical free throws. 49-37 our score. Roseburg should get the ball back. Not sure. We'll find out. It was their ball, but then the technical foul, so I guess it's going to give the ball to the Eagle Point. Boy, that's a turnover by Roseburg there. 1 out of 2 at the line for Hayden Knight. 49-38 your score, 2:36 to go. Colin Warmoth marking a point guard. I believe that's number 4. We still don't know who that is. And he was driving into Colin and fell over, loses the basketball, and turns it over. Roseburg gets it back. 2.5 to play third quarter. They lead by 11. Jonathan Stone picks up his dribble. Will get it to the near side to Lake. Lake going to drive left side. Lost it, but able to get it back. Trying to pass in the lane. The pass tipped. Jonathan Stone had it stolen away as he was trying to feed a cutting. Colin Warmoth to the far side. McGarrell driving in baseline. He got trapped on the baseline, got bumped out of bounds, wanted to call, and he ended up throwing it to Colin Warmoth. Crossover, left side, through traffic. Warmoth at the rim, can't finish. Fight for the rebound. Ellis gets it on the left corner underneath, and a travel call on Aviles. So Xavier Aviles turns it back over as he was trying to wrap around a pass to the far side of the floor. A little sloppy basketball on both sides. Roseburg still holding on to a double-digit lead, though. Full length of the floor to go here for Eagle Point with 1:55 to play in the third quarter. Number 4 going to run the point, brings it up the floor. Between the leg dribble, picks it up, passes it away to the near side to Brad. Brad looks back to the middle of the lane. He gets it to Knight at the free throw line. Baseline cutter not open. Knight turns to face the basket, passes it away. It's tipped by Lake. Lake then goes to match McGarrell, but they get caught. One zigs, the other zags. And we've got blood, it looks like, coming out of the nose of Merhowie Lake. He squats down in out-of-bounds territory along the baseline. He got caught by McGarrell's shoulder, I believe. Second bloody nose of the night in the JV game. We saw one of Roseburg's players, Alaric Call, went out with a bloody nose as well and had to spend the rest of the game on the trainer's bench trying to get the blood to stop. And ever to the trainer's bench goes Merhowie Lake as he'll tend to a bloody nose. Roseburg basketball tonight brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Stay tuned in the postgame show. We'll name our Abby's Legendary Pizza Legendary Player of the Game. We'll have that coming up for you. First game of the year. It'll be interesting to see who earns the award tonight. 49-38 is our score. Quick timeout here. Let's go ahead and take it as well. 30-second break. We'll come back with more of the third quarter action for you here on 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Back out of the timeout, official timeout, due to blood on the floor. Tonight's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. Portland Trailblazers falling behind at halftime, 63-55 against the Orlando Magic. Blazers got to get out of this funk. Out of the timeout, the stoppage by the officials, driving in the lane. Luke McHugh going to get called for a travel. Too many steps as he tried to go to the Euro step in the lane. And Roseburg will get it back. Full court press now being used by the Eagles. Jet Black, Colin Warmoth, Jonathan Stone, Xavier Aviles, and Carson Ellis out on the floor for Roseburg. They easily break the press into the half court. Ellis picks up his dribble out at the top. Tough pass to get away. Jet able to field it. To the far side to Warmoth. Down into the blocks. Ellis, turnaround, hook shot, no good. Carson misses. A great attempt, though. Had a nice look at it, couldn't finish. Up the floor, Hayden Knight behind the back dribble, out to McHugh at the top. Dribbles to the free throw line, back to Knight, right side three. It's long. Warmoth down with the rebound. Fights off 2 defenders and comes away with it. Up the floor, they find Aviles open underneath, and he's too strong with the left hand, but a foul called. Beautiful pass underneath by Carson Ellis, finding the wide open Xavier Aviles, but the defense recovers quick. Made it a difficult look from the left side for Aviles. He couldn't finish, but he heads to the free throw line. Free throw, first attempt, good for Xavier Aviles. 3 for 5 from the line tonight. He's got 7 points. First bucket in a while, it feels like, for either side. 50-38, back to a 12-point lead. And short on the second attempt, though. Aviles fighting for the rebound. Tipped out of bounds. Stays with Roseburg. Substitution will come in for Eagle Point. Logan Esquibel comes in for number 33, which I'm going to guess is Zach Gorman. Inbound to Colin Warmoth. Turns to square up Devin Brad. Senior against sophomore, driving in. Missed the first attempt, second attempt no good, third attempt no good, fight for it, and Warmoth misses 3 times, 3 feet from the basket. He has been cold here in this second quarter. Shot on the other end, no good for McHugh. Up the floor quickly, Warmoth tries to feed it in the lane, it's blocked, but it goes right back to him, then he draws a blocking foul. Warmoth inside the three-point line, 0 for 7 here in this third quarter, but he does have 1 3-pointer and 4 free throws. But he missed 3 attempts real easy there at the rim. We're into the bonus now for Roseburg. So Colin Warmoth's actually going to go to the free throw line, try and get 2 here, and extend Roseburg's lead out back to its largest of the game, which is 14. Roseburg has led by 14 here in the third quarter, led by 14 in the second. That mysterious number 4 comes out of the game. Trey McGarrell comes back in. First attempt on the 1-and-1 for Warmoth is good. Roseburg basketball here on 1490 Score is brought to you by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Second free throw is good for Warmoth. Hits them both. Back out to a 14-point game. Substitution in. Caden Seeley will check in for Colin Warmouth. 37.6 seconds to go, third quarter. 52-38. Roseburg last year averaged 51.8 points per game. They are eclipsing that here in their first game of the 2018-2019 season. Devin Brad with it right side, thought about a three, doesn't pull the trigger. Marked by Ellis. He'll pass it away to McHugh at the top. Jet Black on him. He'll drive in, tried to force his way in, and a foul's going to be called. Jet wanted a travel call. You had Caden Seeley and Jet Black both there applying pressure, but the foul goes against Jet. 16 foul against Roseburg as Eagle Point nears the bonus. It's a foul on the floor. McHugh wasn't anywhere close to shooting, and the officials will come to the agreement that it is going to be an inbound at the baseline. McGarrell will inbound it from the baseline, and it's tipped out by Jonathan Stone. Howie Lake has returned to the Roseburg bench, has some tissue paper in his nose and a towel around his neck, recovering from a bloody nose after taking a shoulder to the face. 22 seconds as Eagle Point gets it in. Brad has it out as he'll dribble it back between the circles. Pass it away to McGarrell. Down to 13 seconds. McGarrell dribbles right side to McHugh, driving baseline, gets around the defender, into Caden Seeley, and he'll finish at the rim. 52-40, 4 seconds to go. Ellis gets it up to Seeley, right side to Stone. He pulls up for the long two, and it's no good. And Jonathan Stone's attempt at the buzzer will not fall. 52-40, though, your score. Roseburg in front by 12 as we head to the fourth quarter. 60-second break, and back after this for the completion of this season opener on 1490 The Score.
Here's what's coming up for Roseburg basketball.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Eagles ball.
Back for the fourth quarter. Eagle Point will start with the basketball. Roseburg leads 52-40 here as we start the final period. Driving baseline, and the wraparound shot will go through for Logan Esquibel. And it's back to a 10-point game. Roseburg in front. Out at the top with it, Jet Black. Blackstone, Ellis, Aviles, and Warmouth on the floor for Roseburg. Roseburg in the bonus, and Eagle Point one foul away from getting into the bonus. Aviles has it at the right elbow, stolen from behind, and then a foul on the breakaway attempt by Manuel Chaparro. And Xavier Aviles is going to pick up his second. Score after 3 quarters down up in Roseburg, 37-17, Eagle Point leading the Roseburg girls. One and one attempt as now Eagle Point into the bonus, trying to get it back down to single digits. Chaparro's first free throw is good. 3 for 3 from the line for Manuel Chaparro. Second attempt could get it down to an 8-point game. This game brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707. Second free throw does not go for Chaparro. Roseburg comes up with it. Jet Black all the way to the rim. Shot no good. Avila's there to clean up the glass. And Roseburg will get the bucket. Back to a 54-43 score. A 3 from the right side, no good for McGarrell, and Aviles comes down with the rebound. Roseburg up the floor, out in front. Jonathan Stone trying to go up over a much shorter defender, and he could not quite get it to go. I think the bench was open for a huge dunk. They don't get it, but Jonathan Stone will head to the line. Stone with 6 points in the game tonight. Try to add to that. 54-43 is your score. And the front end is short for Stone. They're singing Country Road to Jonathan Stone. I think if they knew anything about him, they probably would, well, I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. Spending some time with him in the vans with Doc Stewart's baseball during the summer. The young man likes his music. I'm sure he's singing along with him in his head. Puts him into a good mood as he hits the second. 55-43, 12-point game for Roseburg. 1 minute away here in the fourth quarter. Right side with it, Gelbrich. Crossover against Storm Scott. He passes it away at the free throw line. Back out into the corner, McGarrell, the three-point shooter, gets stopped. Now Jet will come up and guard him. He passes it away. Esquivel misses his shot, but he gets it on the other side of the rim. And then Jonathan Stone with the block. The rebound goes out to Chaparro. His shot no good. Black comes in with the rebound. Up the floor, dangerous pass stolen away. Up the floor, offensive foul. Jonathan Stone taking the offensive against Gelbrich. And Roseburg will get it back, and Gelbrich slow as he moves around the floor after going to the floor, driving into the body of Jonathan Stone. Roseburg will get it back. Full length to the floor to go here, leading 55-43, 6:21 to play. Black, Warmouth, Stone, Ellis, Storm, Scott out on the floor. McGarrell, Knight. McGarrell almost picks Warmouth's pocket. McGarrell, Knight, McHugh, Chaparro, and Esquivel out on the floor for Eagle Point. Driving left side, Scott kicks it out. A three from Jet Black. It's off. And the rebound comes down to Eagle Point. Up the floor, McHugh, near side. To the corner, back out to the top. Esquivel looking underneath. Knight not really free. McGarrell has it out at the top between the circles. Crossover to his left side. He'll get around Jet, but drives in and gets cut off. Warmouth comes to help, and a whistle. Whistle stops play. I don't know exactly why. Might have been an inadvertent whistle. They'll inbound from the sideline. Eagle Point with it in front of their own bench. Chaparro gets it back from Knight. Didn't seem like he was expecting it. Dribbles back out, showing off some nifty handle. Spin move to the basket is good. Logan Esquivel will get 2. 10-point game. Jonathan Stone up the floor, pass to the far side to Black. Stone gets it back at the top. Underneath, Scott with it, pump fake, lost one defender, and he's just off the mark with his shot from the left side. Fights for his own rebound, whistle will blow. And the foul goes against Eagle Point. Storm Scott, I don't know if it's maybe a little bit of nerves. The young man having a tough go in his first game for Roseburg, just 2 points so far. But he'll try to add to it from the free throw line. Roseburg's now into the double bonus. 2 shots coming. First one misses. Roseburg basketball is always presented by Flyaway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in beautiful Roseburg, or call them at 672-5701. Empty trip to the line for Scott. Rebound comes down to Eagle Point. Almost lose it on the on the near sideline. McGarrell able to keep it in. He'll bring it up on the right side of the floor. Around a screen, gets to the left elbow, got stopped. He lost the basketball as he was going up with it. Roseburg comes away. Ellis, spin move in the lane, finishes with the right hand. And Carson Ellis, the breakaway for 2, 57-45. Roseburg in front, 4:46 to play, fourth quarter. Devin Brad drives right side, kicks out. McGarrell, a 3. Wraps around and through. Trey McGarrell, a much-needed 3 for the Eagle Point Eagles. Gets them back within 9. Timeout, Eagle Point. We'll take a quick 30-second break. Be back with more of the fourth quarter here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 Score. Roseburg in the double bonus, leading by 9. 4:37 to play in the ballgame. Roseburg trying to start out the year 1-0. And pick up what I believe would be a 9th straight win against Eagle Point High School. Inbound, a long way to go. Full court pressure. Roseburg breaks it to the rim. Scott had his shot blocked. Rebound to Ellis, and he finishes it. Roseburg gets a bucket. Back out to an 11-point lead. Underneath the bucket, Brad passes it out to McHugh. Fancy dribbling. Nearly has it stolen away. Gets it to McGarrell. His three looks off. Long rebound comes down to Brad at the free throw line. Drives in. He's called for a travel.
Traveling violation.
Devin Brad got caught in the lane trying to put up a shot. He had nowhere to go with it. Drug his back foot, and he turns it back over to Roseburg. Full court pressure. Soft full court pressure. Roseburg will bring it up. Near side, Jet Black with it. Black will pass it to the far side to Ellis. Get it to Warmoth, who's free. Now underneath, Jet with it. He gets cut off, tries to pass it away. Warmoth gets it. He falls away on a 3 attempt. No good. And up with it comes Eagle Point. Devin Brad to the free throw line. Passes into the corner. McGarrell, pump fake, step back on the 3. He flushes it. Trey McGarrell with his 4th 3 of the night. Makes it an 8-point game. Warmoth, stutter step in the lane. It's too strong off the back iron. No good. And Roseburg has to be stern here. Only up by 8 with 3.5 to play. This game still in reach for Eagle Point. And a bump foul against Jet Black. Gets called for pushing against Trey McGarrell. And that's going to be to the free throw line here.
Indians foul on number 2, Jet Black, his 3rd personal.
Jet picking up his 3rd. Trey McGarrell will head to the free throw line. He stands on the right side of the line. I have not seen this before. And it's off the mark. Storm Scott will come down with the rebound. He shot that one from the right side of the line, off center. You usually are told find the nail in the floor and find the center of the basket and line up there. A 3 from Jet Black. And that's a much-needed bucket for Roseburg. Puts it back out to double digits. An 11-point lead, 62-51. Driving right side, Devin Brad just throws up a wild shot off the mark. He got in too deep, couldn't finish. Roseburg up the floor. Warmoth finds Scott into the corner for Stone. Stone back to Scott at the line. He steps inside the free throw line. His shot off the mark. Rebound tipped up. And fight for it. Stone let it go. He thought it was going to be Roseburg basketball. And instead it goes to Eagle Point. Full length of the floor to go with 2:47 to play here in this 4th quarter. Eagle Point trailing by 11. They'll let the basketball roll out towards midcourt. Colin Warmoth coming up to guard McHugh, who picks it up across half court. To the near side with it, Gelbrich driving in. He's been on the bench for a while with 4 fouls. Into the lane, Devin Brad has to clear. He'll pass it out to Gelbrich. Driving baseline, dumps it over the top of the fender, tries to get it back. It's tipped by Seeley. It goes back to Esquivel, who grabs his knee, goes down, and he's limping a bit, but he'll stay in the game, makes his way down the floor. The shot was off the mark by Gelbrich. Roseburg, a 3 attempt from Jonathan Stone is good. The big man puts it through, and Roseburg starting to build a big lead here with nearly 2 minutes to go. 2:14 left to go in the 4th quarter. Timeout down on the floor by Eagle Point. We'll take a 60-second break and come back after this on 1490 The Score.
What's coming up for Roseburg basketball? Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Eagle Point with it out of the timeout, trailing by 14 with 2:12 to go here in the fourth quarter. On the right side, Quentin Gelbrich driving in. He can't finish from the left side as he crosses across the lane with the left hand. He turns and looks at the officials like, where's my call? He does not finish at the rim, and Roseburg will get it as the ball tipped out of bounds. Full court pressure being applied by Eagle Point, but soft full court pressure. During that timeout, Logan Esquivel was getting stretched out on the trainer's table, but he gets ready to check back in here for the final 2 minutes. But he needs a dead ball to come in. Roseburg with it, out at the top. Colin Warmoth guarded closely by Devin Brad. Will find Jonathan Stone. Roseburg looking for easy baskets and looking to wear off some time on the clock. Down to 1:45. Stone underneath, cannot find anybody to pass it to. He'll dribble out to the top. Now finds Storm Scott wide open. Storm leaning into the defender. Off the mark, gets his own rebound. Nearly has it stripped away. Gets it back again. And a travel is the call. I don't know if he ever truly had possession of the basketball, as he was fighting with the defense to try and get possession. But he gets called for taking steps, and he turns it back over. Tough night, but I expect, from what I've seen from Storm Scott, he's looked good, just hasn't been able to finish those shots. I expect in the future those shots will start to drop for him. Right now, Roseburg able to do it, though, leading 65-51. Hayden Knight with it on the right side. His pass stolen away by Scott. He's doing it on the defensive end while things might not be working on the offensive side, and he draws a foul and will walk to the other end of the floor. 1:24 to play. Roseburg on top by 14, and Storm Scott heading to the free throw line. A chance to try and give Roseburg its biggest lead of the night. Last year, the season high for Roseburg was 68 points. That came against Eagle Point. They are just 3 points away from matching that mark here in Game 1 of this season. First shot for Storm is good. He hits his first free throw of the night. And Roseburg out to their largest lead of the evening at 15. Knight and Brad will check out. Chaparro and McHugh back in. And I think they've got the three-point shooters out on the floor, as Eagle Point's going to need a huge comeback here to try and stay in this one. Second free throw from Scott is good. And Roseburg, their largest lead of the night at 16. And Roseburg's going to take a timeout. We'll take it as well. Let's make it a 30-second break, and we'll come back with the conclusion of tonight's ballgame here on 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Fourth quarter action here on 1490 The Score. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Roseburg leads 67-51. Eagle Point will have it out of the Roseburg timeout. Jonathan Stone marking Luke McHugh. Roseburg going with man-to-man, and you've got one of the biggest guys marking one of the smallest guys. McHugh passes underneath the McGarrell, and it's going to be a foul against Colin Warmoth. Credit to Colin Warmoth. He had 2 fouls in the first quarter and then has not committed another foul until this moment right here. Picks up his third. There is a bonus right now. So heading to the free throw line will be Trey McGarrell, who has that interesting shooting style from the right side of the line. I have not seen anybody do that before. He makes the first. Most everybody else centers it up and shoots from the middle of the free throw stripe. McGarrell shoots from the right side. And he's standing right next to Carson Ellis, which is quite surprising. Yeah, I mean, he's standing right next to a defender. But he makes them both. So I guess it works for him. He's 2 for 3 from the line. 67-53 your score, a minute 11 to go. Pressure in the backcourt, and that is going to be it for Quentin Gelbrich if my tallies are correct. Gelbrich, I think, picking up his 5th, and he is walking off the floor, not happy with tonight's performance, as he will slam down his fist back behind the bench, and Quentin Gelbrich will foul out. 2 shots coming up for Storm Scott. Roseburg leading 67-53. So Gelbrich will take a seat, and Hayden Knight, I believe, going to check back in. Officials talking here for a moment. There we go. Now they'll bring in a player. Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages, proud to be a sponsor of Roseburg boys basketball here on 1490 The Score and streaming online at 541radio.com. Coming up, we'll have the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Stay tuned for that for latest stats from this game as well as scores from others, and wrapping up things with our Abby's Legendary Pizza, legendary player of the game. First one for Scott, no good. 1:09 to play. Second one a little short. Stone comes down with the rebound, though. Gets it to Warmouth. Back underneath the Scott, and his shot is short again. And up with the rebound is Eagle Point. Out to Chaparro for a step into a 3. It's a little bit strong. Rebound, Ellis comes up with it. And Carson will bring it up the floor. Foul committed by Logan Esquivel, who will send Roseburg back to the line as the Eagles just try to slow down this close to the game. 50.1 seconds to go. Roseburg on top by 14. They led by as many as 16. Final from Roseburg High School. Strong finish for the Roseburg girls, but they fall short in the first game under head coach Dane Tornell. The Roseburg girls lose 46-33 against Eagle Point. So Roseburg girls will fall to 0-1. Second free throw for Ellis is good. He's 1 of 2 on the trip. 68-53. Up the floor, Chaparro dribbling away from pressure. Gets it to Esquivel. His 3 well off the mark. Rebound comes down to Colin Warmouth. And a foul committed in the backcourt again. Eagle Point wants to slow this one down. They want to make every attempt they can to try and make a comeback, but 39.4 seconds to go. This one's starting to fall away. Again, we told you earlier about the Camas Valley girls winning against the Coquille JV team, 29-15. First game for an Umpqua Basin team to tip off here tonight and go final. The Glide leading 12-7 against Myrtle Point after 1. That's a boys score. Final for the Glide girls, they win 43-35 against Myrtle Point tonight. Some scores from around the Umpqua Basin. Second free throw did not go for Colin Warmouth. He goes 1 of 2 at the line on that trip. 3 from Trey McGarrell, no good. 28 seconds to go. Rebound, tipped in the corner. 5 forward, it goes to Warmouth, and a foul is committed. (69-53) your score, back to a 16-point game. Roseburg likely going to finish the game with their largest lead. D'Angelo Adams going to check into the ball game for Roseburg.
Eagles foul, number 11, Trey McGarrell, his 5th personal.
And I believe it's going to be Trey McGarrell checking out. And that number 4 coming back in. Glide now leading 30-24 at halftime. 10 points for Dylan Town, leading the way for the Wildcats. Warmouth hits his first free throw. Makes it 70 points. Roseburg hitting the 70 mark here in game 1 of the season. Never touched that number last year. That's a good sign. Second free throw, good. 71-53 your score, 18-point lead now for Roseburg. Since that first quarter, Roseburg trailed through much of the first portion of that first quarter, but they took a 2-point lead at the end of the first quarter, and they've led ever since. A three from the top by Chaparro is off the mark. Up the floor for Roseburg, and Carson Ellis hits the bucket, and now an intentional foul called against Chaparro. Going to the line is going to be Carson Ellis. Ellis last year had a season high of 11 points. He may have eclipsed that here tonight. I think he will. It's going to be an intentional foul, so no players around the lane here for Carson Ellis. And Roseburg should get the ball back with 13 and a half seconds to go. 73-53 is your score. Fifth personal foul for Chaparro. Ellis will hit the first of two intentional or technical fouls. And the second. And Roseburg will get the ball back. So I think that is now three players that have fouled out for Eagle Point in the ball game. Roseburg was in foul trouble early in this one, but here in the second half they have settled it down just a bit. Storm Scott does have 4, Jet Black with 3, so is Colin Warmoth. A couple of players with 2 as well, but nobody on the bench because of a foul out here tonight. We're waiting for the officials to put the ball back into play here. Inbound from the baseline. Roseburg will have it. D'Angelo Adams will inbound for... Nope. Adams will go back out as Carson Ellis will inbound it. Inbound to Storm Scott, out to Ellis at the top. Or excuse me, Adams at the top. Adams gets it to Seeley. 8 seconds to go. 6 seconds. And hand it off to Stone. Roseburg's just going to hold here, and they will win. Roseburg, a winner in the season opener. And it's a big one. They win 75-53, your final score. The Roseburg Indians improve to 1-0 on the year. To start things off, a big victory for head coach Mike Parton and the Roseburg Indians. We'll come back with the Roseburg Disposal postgame show and wrap things up for you here on the road tonight as the Indians defeat the Eagles 75-53, your final score. Back after this 2-minute break here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Brooke Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brooke Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brooke Communications.
What's coming up for Roseburg basketball? basketball games at 541radio.com.
The Roseburg Disposal postgame show begins now. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. Roseburg wins by 22 tonight. 75. Excuse me for those watching online. They're 75-53 your final score as the Roseburg Indians pull off a victory against the Eagle Point Eagles here this evening. Last year, Roseburg led by as many as 22 points against Eagle Point. Ended up winning that matchup by 14. Tonight they finished strong, winning 75-53. Joey Keyran here with you in the post-game show. Coming up, we'll run through how this one played out, get you a look at some of the individual statistics, try and get you some scores from other matchups going on around the Umpqua Basin and of note here tonight. And then we'll tell you what's coming up for the Roseburg Indians. Busy weekend in store. Want to let you know tonight's game also been brought to you by Chuck Swarm Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Well, where things took us here tonight, Eagle Point actually started out pretty hot under first-year coach Cecil Felkins. The Eagles jumped out to a 7-point lead, 7-0 in that first quarter, but Roseburg fought their way back, hung around, and then as the first quarter came to an end, Roseburg finally able to take a lead, and they were up by 2, 17-15 after one quarter. In the second quarter, Roseburg extends that to as many as a 14-point lead as they score 21 in the second quarter to lead 38-30 at halftime. In the third quarter, Roseburg continues to hold the edge and extend it as they outscore Eagle Point 14-10 in the third quarter to build a 52-40 advantage, and Roseburg able to hold off Eagle Point in the fourth quarter. The Eagles got it down to a single-digit lead in the fourth quarter. I believe they got to within as close as 8 points at one time during that fourth quarter, but Roseburg able to go on a run to finish strong, and then hitting their free throws down the stretch, Roseburg pulls away for the 22-point victory, 75-53. Big night tonight for Roseburg as they get a win to start out the season. They also eclipsed their season high from last year, only scored 68 points for a season high last year, get to 75 here in the season opener. Hopefully that is a indication of more things to come for Roseburg here this season. So the Indians 1-0. The Eagle Point Eagles fall to 0-1. We'll come back with more of the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the individual statistics from tonight's ballgame. Stay with us, folks. More coming up here from Eagle Point High School on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Sports fans, thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Stay tuned for more basketball on radio.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on three factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Final score 75-53. The Roseburg Indians on top of the Eagle Point Eagles tonight. We welcome you back here to the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. A couple more segments to go here before we wrap it up and hit back on the road back to Roseburg for the night. Roseburg Disposal, let them make the run to the dump for you. You can give them a call at 673-7122 to schedule your refuse disposal services. I like that word, refuse. That's what they use on the other side of the pond. We just call it trash. Refuse seems to sound a little bit more sophisticated. Back to actually things that matter here from Eagle Point High School. Joey Kieran here with you, so you know who the dope is here behind the microphone. Take a look at individual statistics from tonight's matchup. We'll start with the visiting Roseburg Indians. A big night for Colin Warmoth. He falls 1 point shy of tying a career high at 27 points. That's his career high. He hits 26 tonight. He had 3 3-pointers in the matchup, went to the free throw line quite a bit, able to do pretty well there. Struggled a little bit from the floor in the second half, but he made his free throws, and that's what helps get him to 26 points total. He had 14 in the first half, 12 in the second. Behind him in double figures, Carson Ellis, a strong second half, 9 points in the fourth quarter, finishes with 14, a new career high for Ellis. Double digits for Jonathan Stone. That's a good night and exactly what we'd like to see out of Jonathan Stone this year, averaging there at around 10 points. That's where he finishes tonight. Made a three-pointer. Really efficient night for Jonathan Stone. Was 3 for 5 from the field and 3 for 4 from the free throw line. 10 points for him. 6 of those coming in the second half. 9 points for Xavier Aviles. And Coach Mike Pardon before the game talking about how there's always somebody that surprises him every season. I don't know if Xavier Aviles is a surprise. The senior forward had a big night off the bench, scoring 9 points. A really productive night for him coming into the game as a sub for the Roseburg Indians. Taking a look at the rest, Jet Black had 3 3-pointers, 9 points total. 4 points for Storm Scott, and D'Angelo Adams made his only attempt of the night, 3, 1 for 1 from three-point land. On the other side tonight, 2 players with 14 points for Eagle Point. Quentin Gelbrich, before he fouled out of the game, had 14 points. Trey McGarrell had 14 points as well before he fouled out. He hit 4 3-pointers in this one. 8 points for Logan Esquibel, 8 points for Manuel Chaparro. He had 4 points for Luke McHugh, 4 for Devin Brad, and that is all. 1 point for Hayden Knight here tonight. And that'll wrap up your scoring this evening for the Eagle Point Eagles. Roseburg wins by 22. We'll come back, tell you what's coming up for Roseburg, take a look at some other scores, and name our player of the game this evening for the Roseburg Indians. Back after this 2-minute break to wrap up the Roseburg Disposal postgame show here on 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
for Roseburg basketball. Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
Wrapping things up here on the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Joey Kieran here with you. As we finish things off, I want to let you know that Roseburg basketball is brought to you by Bimart. Score big at Bimart, where you can get ready for your season for less. Well, the Roseburg Indians get a big win here to start out the year, and we'll move on from here for Roseburg. Coming up next, they'll be at home this Friday night as they host Century. That'll be the first of 2 straight home games for Roseburg. They play again the next night against Aloha. For Eagle Point, they turn around and start a tournament on Friday in Wilsonville. That is a look at what is coming up for the Roseburg Indians and the Eagle Point Eagles. As for tonight's Abby's Legendary Pizza Legendary Player of the Game, a lot of candidates for this one. I really was impressed by Xavier Avila's off the bench, coming in and getting 9 points. Jonathan Stone, a very efficient night with only a couple of misses. Carson Ellis, a strong fourth quarter, scoring 9 points to help Roseburg stay in front. Colin Warmoth finishing with a team high and a game high, 26 points. So a lot of candidates for it tonight, but you know what? I'm going to give it to Carson Ellis. I feel like Colin Warmoth are going to have plenty of chances to be the player of the game, so we'll share the wealth. Everybody deserving that I just mentioned, definitely, but going to give it to Carson Ellis. Without him, who knows what that fourth quarter might have turned out like. With Roseburg up by just 8, things were a little bit close there, but Ellis with 9 points in the fourth quarter, helping keep the Roseburg Indians in front. 14 points total for him. That is a career high for Ellis. He is your Abby's Legendary Pizza Legendary Player of the Game. That is getting close to doing it for us here. Let's take a look at some other scores that we have for you here tonight. Again, the Roseburg girls lost against Eagle Point, 46-33 tonight to start out the time for head coach Dane Tornell leading the Roseburg girls. Also from the Southwest Conference tonight, the Sheldon boys win against Newburgh. They were missing a few guys from the football team who are gearing up for the state championship game coming up this Saturday. Let's see, Glide boys and girls in action against Myrtle Point. Scores that we had, final, Glide girls winning 43-35 against Myrtle Point. At halftime, the Glide boys were up 30-24 against Myrtle Point. Dillontown, we heard, had 10 points at halftime, leading the way for the Wildcats. Camas Valley girls won 29-15 against the Coquille JV team to start out the season. And a big one here, the Riddle Irish boys. Right, boys?
Yes.
The Riddle Irish boys, that's Josh here helping things out. I forgot his microphone was on. Riddle Irish boys winning 93-39 against Milo Adventist Academy. A big number there. Congratulations to the Riddle Irish. And checking in on that Portland Trailblazers game, for all you Blazer fans, here's something good. Portland now on top of the Orlando Magic, 104-96. Looks like that second half they are starting to come back alive as Portland put up 40 points in the third quarter. Second half last time for the Portland Trailblazers against Orlando, they scored 70 points in the second half, so looks like that is a good start for them, although they have given up 12 points here in the fourth quarter so far against Orlando, but still hold on to that 8-point advantage. And our update here coming with 6:54 to go in that Portland Trailblazers basketball game. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here tonight from Eagle Point High School. Want to say thanks to all of our sponsors for helping make this one happen. Want to say also thanks to the Eagle Point Eagles for hosting us here tonight and making accommodations to get us set up here in the gymnasium. We appreciate all the hospitality from them. Say thanks to Athletic Director Russ Bolin, Head Coach Mike Parton, and the entire Roseburg boys basketball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on 1490 The Score. Want to say thanks to Josh Nelson for the production work here on the video side at the stadium here tonight. Thanks to Cruz Ibanez back in the studio for the production side of things on the radio side of things. And as always, want to say thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keyran. We hope you tune in on Friday night when the Roseburg Indians welcome in the Century Jaguars for a 7 o'clock tip-off. Pre-game coverage going to start at 6:45, and we'll have the action for you right here on 1490 The Score and streaming online at 541radio.com. So make sure you tune in for that coming up at Friday night. And you can always find the sports schedule posted online at 541radio.com, where we update you weekly on what's coming up on the radio. Have a wonderful night, everybody. We'll talk to you Friday night when Roseburg hosts Century right here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. All right, Cruz, thanks for the help here tonight. We will